the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The ASRC Gen 4 Series fires things off right here in the Desert Sun Las Vegas Motor Speedway on tap here tonight. The High Roller 201 coming at you. Track temperature super hot out there. These drivers are going to be sliding around a little bit. Get to see who can handle these old school machines properly. Not a lot of downforce. Horsepower is high. Will we see a third straight new face in victory lane, or will one of our first two victors find a way to victory lane? We're going to find out here in just a handful of moments. But first, let's head trackside for your premiere. Racing setup pole award your qualifying session underway. So what do you say we get that timing scoring both the way and throw some of that timing scoring to the left hand side of your screen as we do? How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. Already underway, the hot shoot for now. Ron Hart sits on top of the speed charts. Provisional pole award. This could be our third different pole center of the season as well, so a lot on the line as Andrew Payne puts it top of the speed charts. Quick time here in qualifying. Belongs to that 93 machine. 30:04 is now the fast time. Rogers right behind him, followed by Ron Hart. Brian Waldison just behind him in fifth. Brett the Jet, last week's race winner, inside the top 5 with his first qualifying time. So as the time ticks off, the field's getting ready to be set. We've got 134 laps ahead of us here tonight, just down the strip from Las Vegas. Who's going to be willing to gamble? Who's going to roll the dice? And who's going to walk away from the table with all the chips, all the marbles? It's all on the line. We're going to find out here in just a handful of moments. 60 seconds remaining in qualifying. Andrew Payne still holding on to that Premier Racing setup qualifying award for the moment. Nick Fleury with a top 10 qualifying lap, and Braxton Dewey's edges out Andrew Payne. 29:96 now the fast time with only 2 drivers to go. 60 seconds. Not sure anybody's going to have anything for Dewey's, and this could be that 08 second start from the front row. Will he be able to secure it? Final 15 seconds, and it doesn't look like anybody's gonna do it. Only Andrew Harding's out there, or I apologize, and Nick Fleury out there on a timed lap. He's gonna have to pick up quite a bit, almost a half a second on lap number 2, and it doesn't look like he's gonna do it. So Nick Fleury gonna miss out on that pole position. Starting for the second time from the front row, he's going to lead us to the green flag behind the wheel of that 08 machine. Braxton Dewey's snatches yet another Premier Racing Setup Pole Award. With that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go with your national anthem and starting lineup. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back live here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You're watching the American Sim Racing Club live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does
And back live trackside as promised, drivers getting one opportunity to go down and shake out the machines. Starting grid just around the corner. We've got a lot of green flag action ahead of us here tonight. I know it feels a little bit like Fox with all the commercials and sponsors and everything coming at you, but we will keep you right here all night long. You won't miss any of the green flag action as drivers are being called now to their starting positions. We're going to get ready to set this field. Braxton DeWeese, only driver to break under, I believe it was the 34-second mark in qualifying, to snatch his second pole award of the season, picking up that coveted starting spot. That number one pit stop could come into effect should we have pit stops under caution. We've seen 3 cautions last week at Rockingham. Very different track, very different speeds here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we're going to go ahead and head trackside. Let's get a little bit of rumble from these machines as we await the word for the boss man in the flag stand. It looks like DeWeese not able to get to the starting grid. He's going to give up that starting position. Tough break here for DeWeese. He will start from pit road, so that's going to shake things up in our starting grid. Begin to roll. Let's go. Your starting grid for the High Roller 201 live right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Inside row number 1 behind the wheel of the 08 machine. He'll start from pit road, the 08 of Braxton DeWeese. Andrew Payne, the lineup just to his outside. Han going to inherit that race lead. The 71 going to start third with Tim Rogers just to his outside. Ron Hart and Brian Wildison just to his outside. Tallarico and Smith make up row number 4. We'll see if Smith has a better go of it here in the desert sun than what he had down there in beautiful Carolinas. Nick Fleury and Devin McDonald back at row number 5. David Patton inside row number 6 with Jimmy McIntyre. Rounding out your top 12. The rest of the field looks a little something like this all the way down there to Jeremy Watkins in that 34 machine. He's going to start from the back end of the field. Look for Tyler Martin in the number 3 starting 16th. Look for him to make his way up through this field. That's going to do it for your starting grid. We're ready to roll here tonight. Pace car will make the left-hand turn and we'll get set to unleash the beast for the first time here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Coming to the green on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here from Las Vegas. Side down into turns number 1 and 2 already with a little bit of competition. Andrew Payne, a little bit of a lackluster paint scheme here tonight. We're going to try to double check that here for you in just a handful of moments, see if we can't get that worked out for you. Payne easily away now. Already across the stripe, half a second advantage over Brett Hahn and Ron Hart, who were going at it right here. You can see that 51 machine over the corner exit, trying to make up some ground. Has the 951 right behind him. That's Brian Wildison. Wildison, one of the newcomers here tonight, missing the first 2 weeks. Will that 951 have an impact here tonight, trying to get that white and Carolina teal? Chevy Impala to the front, looking to the inside of the Menards Chevy. Gonna have that position easily as Tallarico wanted to follow suit, not gonna do so. Al Smith dropping back 2 positions. Let's go check on the Al Speed Shop. The Stand RC sponsored. Number 96 machine sitting right here in that 10th position. Tim Rogers in that Kellogg's Conquest number 48 just off in front of him. How about Hayden Swank back here running in 13th. He's up 6 positions from where he qualified. Big moves early here tonight for that joyride. Number 35 machine, it's like big moment for Presley. You can see that 22. Have a little bit of trouble off the corner exit. He's going to corral the car and keep it heading in the right direction. A little bit of a kerfuffle back here, starting with McDonald in 11. McLean, Hartington, McIntyre playing it safe. They're a little bit back behind this field. Let's take a look at 16th, 17th, and 18th. There you can see him now crossing the start-finish line. Lap number 5 now on the board. Let's go ahead and drop that timing scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Meanwhile, at the front, this man stepping out, stepping away, stretching the legs early here tonight at Las Vegas. Easily out front over a 1 second advantage as we work our way back across the stripe. Lap number 6 going to go on the board, and we're going to jump around trying to find some more action. Deweese dropping to the rear of this field, or we should say making his way up from the rear of the field. Your pole sitter elected to start from pit lane already. Knocking on the door of the top 10, Deweese is on a move. Let's keep our eye on that Bennett's number 8 to try to tail that 48 machine. And Deweese, be quick. Y'all better watch it. He's on his way, and he is in a hurry. McFlurry inside of the top 5, up 5 positions from where he qualified. Let's take a little look here at that number 25 machine. If we get up and around the 51 of Ron Hart, who's going to fall back to 5th. Tanner Tallarico right behind him with David Patton, Stephen Hoffman, Tim Rogers, and Deweese rounding out your top 10. I don't know, I just love it when we get, I know it's super loud, but I love when we can get up close to the track like that and bring you some of the beautiful sights and sounds that you can see. Brett Hahn starting to close in on Will Desan. That's that second and third. Payne in complete control for the time being at the front of this field. Baldason now into second with Brett Hahn sitting in third. You can see McFlurry starting to walk away from Ron Hart just a little bit. Can we get it off? And off of the rear look. Can we get a look? There it is. Beautiful. Camera shot looking back at a hungry pack of drivers. You can see Bernard's machine, man. He was right there, lifting, bleeding, whopping the throttle, whatever you want to call it. At a 4, Flurry going to keep the car underneath and keep the position for now. Meanwhile, take a little look here off the Pro Code. Number 1 machine of Tyler Rico. He's got the 38 of David Patton looking to his outside. Braxton Deweese already coming through, picking up a position. We're going to switch angles here. Let's take a little look. There you can see that 8 trying to scoot away out of 4, back across the stripe quickly. Lap number 12 on the board. And for the moment, that second lane really looks like where you might want to be. Looks like that bottom lane just doesn't quite have the bite up out of the corner that middle lane does. Easily that Pinkerton in the take the position away from Tallarico, who's now going to fall back to 8th and down 1 position from where he qualified. 26th of Stephen Hoffman right behind him. Tim Rogers now going to round out that top 10 with Al Smith still in hot pursuit. Hayden Swank just behind him at 35 with Timothy Preston sitting at 13th, McDonald 14th, and Post Smoke right where he qualified. Zachary sits in 15. Still a little bit of a kerfuffle going on right here. A little bit of a dust up in the desert. Three drivers fighting for position. Hart, Fleury, DeWeese, all right here. DeWeese is the fastest driver in this group of three. One of the fastest drivers on track. We're going to take a look at that last lap. Last time around, 31:16 for DeWeese, or 31:22 for Clemens. DeWeese just about 600s faster. That is working through traffic. That is not out there in clean air. Look to see if the Reese can get a little bit of clean air. What the difference truly is. I think this field has got a problem on their hands here tonight. I think DeWeese gave up that pole position. I think he's going for a special little points night here tonight. Will he be able to start from pit lane? Make his way all the way to victory lane? We're going to have to find out here. We've still got a long race ahead of us. Over 115 laps to still remain here tonight. Long night of racing, 201 miles. The official scheduled distance. We'll see if we have any late race restarts, if anybody has some pit road problems. Meanwhile, back here, rear of the field, these guys are going at it. Postma, Migglane, battling, fighting, looking for positions. Migglane at the top side of the racetrack. Jimmy McIntyre Jr. just behind him in the 81 machine. McIntyre, one of those drivers that also dropped back at the start of tonight's race. Maybe thought there might be a little bit of trouble early here, so he played it safe, went to the back. But has that already put him at a deep disadvantage, almost 9.5 seconds back from the race leader? That may be a little too far away for comfort. Let's go back here to your next little battle. McDonald, Rogers, Preston, all right here lying with each other. Al Smith enjoying about a 1 second advantage over these trio. Continue to pound the pavement, go at it here. Lap number 18, green flag racing so far here tonight. Up into the outside wall, the 48 block into the outside wall. Into the outside wall all the way through 3 and 4. That is definitely going to hurt the right side on that machine. The aerodynamics going to be a little askew. He's going to have a lot to do. Pit crew definitely going to have to earn their money now. Surprisingly, not too many scratches on the right side of that machine, but you can see the front end damage. Let's wait to see if we can see it off of the camera shot right here. There you can see that right front tire poking out from the fender just a little bit, and that is going to definitely be enough to hinder the performance of the car. We'll see if the pit crew can get it all worked out for him. Meanwhile, a little further up this field. My looky here, he has arrived on the scene. Braxton DeWeese now up to 4th, able to get by Fleury, able to get by Tallarico, ripping the lip at the top. There's no cushion to push here, but you can get up into those dusted marbles. We'll see if that becomes a factor as drivers continuously try to find a line, try to find some grip, try to find some speed as we quickly are approaching that 100th lap to go mark. It's going to be a very important mark here, race fans, because you're going to be able to make this race on about 2 stops is all you're going to need to get to the end of this thing. Ooh, into the outside wall. 38 of David Patton into the outside wall. Little bit of contact, gonna slow his roll right here. DeWeese still trying to reel in Hahn. 1.5 second advantage for Hahn for the moment. Still right there. Battle it out with this 9:51, man. An amazing job so far. And I'll tell you what, we're gonna try to do something here. We do apologize if it messes with any of the graphics, but we're gonna keep the timing and scoring right there for you. We're gonna hope this fixes everything up and everything gets going the proper way. Sometimes here in the virtual world at the track, we have a little bit of troubles and problems picking up all of the liveries and paint schemes out there that everybody's running. So we do apologize if there's a particular sponsor being missed on the track right now. Speaking of sponsors, I want to give a huge shout out to the longest running, highest caliber setup shop that you can find dealing with iRacing and everything that is racing right here on this simulator in platform, and that is Premier Racing Setup. You can find a link in the description down below. They've got something to foot all of your needs. If you're looking for some precious seconds, you're needing a little one-on-one coaching, or you just need a little tweak on the setup to try to find that little bit of extra speed, they got something for every spectrum of driving, whether it's the open wheels, maybe you like to rally across the dirt cars, or these pavement pounders. They've got it all. Check them out. That's PremierRacingSetups.com. So there it is. Plug out the way. We got to get back to the action. Still battling it out second and third right now. Han just unable to do anything with Wildison. Just running right now right in the tire tracks, and I do mean right in the tire tracks. Let's go on board now with last week's race winner on board. That Viagra number 71 coming hard up through the field, trying to keep up with the pace at the front. We'll see if he can get there. We'll see if he tries to head to pit road early. Maybe pulls off a short pit. We'll see how it all works out for him, but for the moment, heading to the high lane, losing a little bit of ground through 1 and 2. Brett Hahn sits in third. Little look back from the 38 machine. Hayden Swank just in front of him. Tanner Tallarico up at the top side of the racetrack. You can see Tallarico trying to find some speed up there at the top side, or is he maybe saving some tires? Tire strategy, fuel strategy, definitely going to come into play at some point in time throughout tonight's race. We'll see when it all takes place. It looks like an all black Nissan action car out there. Interesting little night here tonight. Tallarico sitting in the 7th position, trying to run down that number 25 machine of Nick Fleury. You can see now a little bit of different liveries and wraps coming onto these cars now that everything seems to be catching itself up. And Andrew Harding's onto pit road, the 45 onto pit road early here tonight. Stephen Hoffman also early onto pit road, down multiple laps. Looks like we've got another driver down there on the 8th. Harding's with big time trouble. Hood up on that number 45 machine. He's going to lose multiple laps here. Now as the 29 machine heads to the inside, Hayden Swank going to pick up a position on Fleury. Nick running well here tonight, despite losing 2 positions the past 4 laps. Nick Fleury looking to try to keep himself inside the top 10. Let's go check him out real quick. We gotta give our guys a little TV time, right? I mean, why not? Usually behind the mic, but behind the wheel here tonight, the 71 machine piloted by Brett the Jet Hahn. Making a living, well, not at this, but making a living doing what he does up there in Michigan. Lord knows what they do up there. I mean, it's not quite ice fishing time just yet, but I'm sure the Brighton native got some bright ideas up his sleeve. Needs to find a way to get around this 951. He's just kind of been stuck, stagnant. You can see the rear of the car stepping out as he's trying hard to get it off the corner and get underneath them. Gonna stick his nose in just a little bit, pack it down to the bottom of the racetrack. Look for the on the corner exit. Not quite there just yet. The 951 stays out front. Another one of Turn 3's very own broadcasters out there on the field here tonight. Looks like that 96 machine having a little bit of livery troubles himself. We're going to see, you know what, guys, this might cause a little problem, but we're going to do this again. We're going to see what seems to be the issue here tonight. My goodness. Oh my goodness. And oh my goodness. See, this is why you gotta love live TV, right? You just gotta love it. Gotta love live TV, but at least we're not going to commercials, right? By now, Fox, CBS, ABC, you'd have had about 10 commercials already. We don't do no commercials here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Keep it right here, transfixed on your adrenaline. Fix for the night. Single file racing for the time being here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Andrew Payne inherited the pole position, while DeLees elected to start from the rear of the field. And again, we do apologize for some of the graphics and things of that nature. One of the Premier Paint platforms seems to be having a little bit of troubles, little bit of issues, but you can follow along right there on the left-hand side of your screen. We'll get all these beautiful machines to you just as quickly as we possibly can. Our green flag pit stops underway, maybe, as Fleury, Rogers, and Presley all to pit road. Down and away, 18.8 seconds stop for Timothy Presley in that 0.22. Not quite so sure that's where you want to be. Not quite so sure that's going to be a fast pit stop. He may lose a little bit of position as McLean and McIntyre now head down pit road. Al Smith going to join the parade of drivers down pit lane. What does your race leader do? Andrew Payne hugging that inside lane, but does he head to pit road? No, he's going to keep it out on the racetrack. Top 11 yet to hit pit road. It's going to be a 4 tire and fuel stop for both Tyler Martin as well as Al Smith. Smith now making his way out of pit lane, gonna try to keep himself just one lap down. That's gonna be very crucial here tonight. Drivers keeping themselves just one lap down during a cycle of green flag pit stops. All over him for the time being. The 81 doing all he can. Jimmy McIntyre gonna fall 2 laps down here. And this is interesting to see here because McIntyre on much fresher tires, about 4-lap-old tires, as compared to Payne's 40-lap-old tires. Interesting to see the speed out of that 903 machine. Could this bring some strategy into play? No, we're going to find out. Let's take a look here. Battle still underway, battle still ensuing. Hayden Swank right behind. A highly contested final spot inside of the top 5, but the Menards number 51 machine going at it with the front number 1 of Talarico. The DeWeese fans are in the house here tonight, and you'd be happy to know, as you can see out there in the chat, Braxton taking yet his 2nd Premier Racing setup pole award of the season. Elected to start from pit lane. Brian Wildison going to head down pit road. He's going to give up that second position, and that's going to move DeWeese inside your top three. An amazing run so far for this 08. Slicing his way up through the field. Still got quite a bit of distance to make up. 4.5 seconds to make up to get to Andrew Payne. See if he's able to get it done. Going to stay right here with your closest battle on track, Tallarico. Trying to grab the position away from that 51 machine. Two very familiar drivers. They've been right here running with each other for about the past, I would say, about 25-ish laps. They've been all over each other. '38 of David Patton going to be the latest driver to hit pit road. Andrew Payne, Brett Hahn, Ron Hart, Tanner Tallarico. Whoa, sliding sideways into pit lane. Big trouble for Hayden Swipe. DeWeese stays out on the racetrack. Is it the move to make? Is it the strategy to go that extra one lap? Will it pay off? It will give him those 5 bonus points for leading a lap, so that is very a very critical, crucial, pivotal point of the race. He will walk away with those 5 extra points for leading a lap. Could this 34 keep it wound up and come away with the race lead here? He's going to be heading to pit road. Nick Fleury in the number 25 machine. First driver to pit lane, back on lap number 35. Looking like he may have the strategy here. Fleury going to cycle his way to the plane. Up at the top of the leader chart, the speed charts belong to him. Behind the wheel of that number 25 machine, Fleury with a heck of a run so far. Harding's down multiple laps. Wildison 1 second back. There you can see that white and teal 951 lurking in the background. Andrew Payne rejoins in third. Brett Hahn fourth. Al Smith, how about the turnaround for Al Smith? He's now rounding out the top 5. Man, that is a big jump. Huge jump. With the short pit strategy here. Smith lingering around that top 10 position, and here you can see that Al Speed Shop with the stand sponsored RC Track 96 looking pretty smooth. He's got a little bit of speed, a little bit off pace. Let's not make any bones about it. He's about a 10th off pace for those top 2 lap times. We'll see if the track transitioning throughout the course of the race leans into the driver's hands and favors them. See if Smith can continue this great run so far. Let's go back here to the battle though. Looking at 2 drivers that have been accustomed to running at the front. Braxton DeWeese and Tanner Tallarico sitting 8th and 9th for the time being, but some of the freshest tires in the field. We've seen about a 35 to 45 lap run on that initial run. That's going to put some of these drivers making it all the way to lap 90 before needing to come back down to pit road, which will set them up for a run to the end. Will we see flag to flag racing action here tonight as Andrew Payne has reclaimed that race lead front of the field, showing the way here tonight. Andrew Payne back to the top of the leaderboards and back across the stripe. Lap number 50 now underway. folks, we're about 15 laps or so away from the halfway point. We started with 20 drivers here tonight. We have still got 20 drivers out there running on track, but only 13 remain on the lead lap. And how crucial was it for this 81 of Jimmy McIntyre to put up the fight that he did right before race leader Andrew Payne came to pit road? If you recall, Payne was right there and put him 2 laps down, barely put him 2 laps down. McIntyre able to utilize those fresher tires, build a little bit of gap, put himself not just 1 lap down, but put himself back on to the lead lap. So an amazing job for McIntyre, the crew, to flip the positions and flip the situation. Taking a look here at the number 3 machine of Tyler Martin, listed as the lucky dog. Right behind your 3rd place runner, that's Nick Fleury just in front of him. This is not a battle for position, but a battle that may bring Brad Hahn up into the mix. Meanwhile, let's go back here to that Tallarico, Rogers, and DeWeese battle again. DeWeese stepping away just a little bit from Tallarico. Rogers with a moment. That's going to open up the door for Matt McLean down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to get his out-speed shot to stand Chevy Impala up 1 more position now. McLean inside of your top 10. So just around that halfway point, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action, not just here tonight, but each and every Tuesday night. You can get your adrenaline fix right here on your home for eSpeed Turn 3 Racing Network, bringing the American Sim Racing Club Gen 4 Series. You're watching the High Roller 201 if you haven't already. Before you go, remember to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love, drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and as always, smash that bell over there to the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live at the front of the field, showing the way. He doesn't have to gamble. It isn't a roll of the dice here tonight. He's screaming blackjack on that table. On the, we're gonna, with the table. We're gonna go with that one and just keep on keeping on. 1.3 second advantage for Andrew Payne. He is well out front there. You can see that 951 starting to work his way into the background just a little bit, and Andrew Harding's more trouble here tonight. 45 gonna head down pit road once again quite a bit early, and he's going to continue to drop those laps to your race leaders. Just a tough run here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the 45. Stephen Hoffman also with a little bit of a rough go at the start of tonight's race. He since has settled in, but back 10 laps, it's going to be quite a bit to try to recover. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. We'll see how many he can pick back up. Meanwhile, there's that 48 big right front damage, and he's going to drop the position to the number 38 machine. David Patton going to pick up the final spot inside of the top 10. Looking for the battles, looking for the excitement. Where do we go? I tell you what, you know what? We haven't done it in quite some time. I don't think we've done it too much. Let's see if we can't get a couple of our onboard camera shots here tonight. It's a busy place for it, but we're gonna hook it up anyway. Let's jump on board inside of the cockpit with a handful of these drivers there. You can see that Owena Braxton DeWeese piloting the Bennett's machine, sitting in 7th. We see Tallarico just out of that rear view mirror. If you look up into the rear view mirror, then we can see that Pro Coat number 1 machine also in that left-hand mirror. A little further in front, we've got some more battles. Let's jump on board with Nick Fleury. And no, don't adjust your heads, don't adjust your TV sets. The gauges in these machines, those RPM gauges, believe it or not, are tweaked that way for a reason. If they return properly, it would be hard for these drivers to see that red line, see that RPM spike. You want to be running at about 9,800 on the RPM. That's just about that golden zone. It'd be hard to see, so engineers, crews, electing to skew that true north alignment to the benefit of these drivers. How about the run by Fleury, man? Woo! Handful out of 4. Handful out of 4 for Fleury. Let's take a look. How does this 31 of McLean fare off of 4? Much easier, smoother. 1 out of 4 for McLean. Lap number 62 now on the board. How about the green flag run? My goodness. Jumping around the racetrack just a little bit, trying to bring you as much action as we can. There you can see the battle between the drivers on the racetrack. That is not a battle for position, it's just a battle for track position. 34 machine. Sitting back in that 16th position, able to work his way by the Wounded Warrior, the CarQuest Kellogg's number 48 machine, and now that's going to give the 18 Sound Gear Toyota a little bit of a run to the inside, and a look. McDonald going to pick up the position from Rogers, move himself into E11. And with the halfway point right of us, let's head to the front for your driver. Highlights and spotlights. He snatched that top spot quickly on lap number 1 and hasn't really looked back. The pain train looking to freight train these drivers from Fair Oaks, Cali, all the way to Vegas. This man cooking. Debut race. Can't get any better than this driver out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Getting it done. 4 positions from where he qualified, from outside the top 5 to inside of your top 3 for the majority of tonight's race. Can that 951 find that extra little pace that it's going to take to try to reel in pain at the front? We're going to find out in about another 67 laps or so. That's going to take us back to 3rd place runner. Man out of Brighton, Michigan, went to victory lane last week at the Rockingham Motor Speedway in North Carolina. Beautiful, old school, historic track, and Hahn able to take that top spot. Worked his way into victory lane last week. Will he be able to repeat and be our first 2-time winner? He's got a lot of ground to make up. Just about 5 seconds in front of him is your race leader. We'll see if he can reel them in. We'll see how it goes. Man sitting in 4th. Started just in 5th. 51 Menards machine. Just a quiet, calm night so far here tonight for Ron Hart. He's just kind of been lurking, kind of just been there. Pretty familiar scene in front of him. Finishing last week's race at Rockingham behind Hahn, sitting behind Hahn again. Here with just about I'd call it just about 50 plus laps remaining. Will the 51 make a move? We'll find out. He was your Premier Racing Setup Pole Award winner. He elected to start from pit road. His Ohio Buckeyes. Well, I don't want to say his Ohio Buckeyes. Not everybody from Ohio is a Buckeyes fan, so we won't make that one just yet. We'll have to talk to him about it. We'll see if that's what it is. But James on Main, Double AI, Loop 34 Diecast, Interstate Ford, Bennett's Publical machine. Man, he quick. He's got some challenging here now. How about Al Smith, man? Running through the field. In the pit. Forcibly taking that spot away. Who's his biggest mover of the night? The man sitting one lap down. I believe he is in that lucky dog position. Can we get closer to that car? There we go. Not the worst. You know what? I don't know. The Swine City Brewing Company, not the worst. Number 34 machine. See McFlurry scooting to the screen right behind him. What does the rear of this machine say? Something about wrestling. Let's see what that says. The Northern Wrestling Federation. I guess that's what the NWF stands for. Not the worst. Okay, well, you know. All right. So with lap number 75 right around the corner, let's drop the time and scoring back there to the left-hand side of your screen, watching one of the AV battles on track. Let's go up here with Tanner Tallarico as he looks for a position on the 38 of David Patton. Drivers surrounding him, not for position. Flurry already making that second stop of the night. Coming down pit road, number 68. And we got problems. We got problems, and we got a caution. 45, a little bit slow, getting back up to speed. The Kitty Cook photography number 45 may have had some problems. Let's go check the replay. There you can see already sliding to a stop on the front stretch. Let's take a look how it happened. They go down out of 4 and pancake. Must have called an Uber Eats, picking up some pancakes here tonight. The 45 machine going to pound that outside wall, and that's going to put race leader Andrew Payne with the field of drivers heading to pit road behind him. That's going to be the entire field coming to pit road for our first caution of the night, right around the corner of that halfway point. We're going to take a brief commercial break. Pay a few more of the sponsor bills, but don't worry, race fans, you won't miss any of the green flag action right here, live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And as promised, backtrack side as the field receives a one-finger wave from the boss man in the flag stand. We're high above the track with the turn 3 drone cam. You can see the wave around going by. We are set to go double file. We are ready to let loose on the reins once again. Will Payne be able to jump out on this start the way he did on the initial start? It's going to be a big question to be asked. You can see these machines. There's a good look at the skew of the front ends out of alignment with the rear. And these older machines, these older generation NASCAR machines, you had to be, and it's no offense to any of the new age drivers. We have some of the best talent that we've had in NASCAR history, in my opinion, in the series at this point. But I believe you had to be a little bit more of a driver back then. We're not going to get into that. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing as the field enters the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Quickly, Payne, man, jumping on these boys. Quickly jumping out to another race lead on the restart, man. Andrew Payne. He got something for these guys on these restarts, man. I'm telling you, you're going to have to watch that 9 if we get a late race restart. We'll see if a caution flag comes out a little bit later on here tonight. But for the moment, let's get right here with this action. Second, third, fourth on the racetrack, all battling for position right here. Let's go take a look. Where is Braxton DeWeese? Where did that 08 go to? He was inside of your top 5, or right there at that top 5 when the caution came out. Looks like maybe a slow pit stop might have been the culprit. Mired back in traffic once again. This Bennett's the brain machine, the Mustang. We're going to Wheeze. Be able to find a way up through the field for what would be a second time with 54 to go. This next time by, we're going to keep our eye on him. We're going to keep our eye on that time of the corner that's back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let's jump some more battles. Let's jump to some more of the action. Here at the front, Brett Hahn starting to close in just a little bit, and that's going to bring the 51 of heart as well as Wilderson, who's sitting in 4th. Wilderson, one of the, I want to say one of the surprises of the night for us here in the booth, just kind of emerging out of nowhere here. And Las Vegas comes out and has a decent qualifying effort. Started back in that 6th position. Ran inside of the top 2 for the majority of the opening stint of this race. We were green flag racing for 72 laps. That is a phenomenal job by all of the drivers throughout this field. 20 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight for the American Sim Racing Club's Gen 4 Series. High rollers 201 to 134 laps, 201 miles here tonight in the desert. And we have still got 18 drivers now remaining on the lead lap. Andrew Hardings and Stephen Hoffman going to call it a night. They're going to head back to the haulers, take a shower, and watch a little bit of a race on TV. Fire up the Blackstone boys. We're coming to eat after. So as things starting to settle in just a little bit here, we're going to jump around a little bit, and if something jumps out at us, we're going to bring our attention to it. But I want to talk with some of the chat right now, some of our fans in TV land. Chris, you're Go Blue, you're Michigan's fans, but you're from Ohio. And from my understanding, and I've had the, I don't want to say the displeasure either. I had the opportunity to reside in Michigan for quite some time, and I have never really heard of Ohio people, residents, being Michigan fans. That's almost like living in Alabama, but like in Georgia. You're just not gonna hear it. Now you might get the you might get the Auburn, Alabama thing, but you don't quite get that. Now I'm gonna go to a whole nother state. I'm gonna go to a rival at that. And Ohio State in Michigan, man, y'all, that's one of the biggest rivalries in college sports. Whether it's, I don't care, they could be pushing pencils. They're probably going to be the biggest rival. Huge rivalry, man. I don't. Very interesting, to say the least. My opinion. That's all I'm going to say. Last thing I'm going to say is, man, to be a Michigan fan, it sure was almost tough this past weekend. Just saying, don't shoot the messenger. Roll Tide. We're going to move on now. Let's keep on going. It's got Andrew Payne for some reason. Let's see if we can't get things to catch up with themselves here for a moment. We got a little bit of problem. Looks like it's showing Andrew Payne on pit lane, but he is definitely out front of Brett Hahn. There you can see that 71 machine in the front. And once again, Hahn. Can it be the hot shoe? Can it be the only driver to go back to back? Tallarico couldn't get it done. Can Hahn get it done here tonight? We've got a long way to go. We've got about 45 laps remaining. About 90 miles of racing action remain here tonight. Well, that's wrong. There's no way that's wrong. 134. I mean, guys, do we got this wrong? It's a 1.5 mile track here. How was this? You know what? We're not doing the math, and that's why, as a crew chief, I never really played the fuel strategy game. Don't like to deal with math sometimes. I mean, at least I'm honest. I deal with numbers all day with what I do. Don't want to deal with numbers right now. Not wanting to deal with the number of drivers behind him. Andrew Payne enjoying a little bit of a cushion. We're going to take a look back once again. There you can see Payne looking back at Hahn. There's Hart right behind him. Wildest dropping back to fourth. Tanner Talarico now taking up a position inside of the top 5. Let's see the new resident in the top 5. There you can see back to McDonald and Al Smith Jr. The Al Speed Shop, number 96 machine. Running well here tonight. Not too often do we have the opportunity to throw a little shade at each other, jumping out of the broadcast booth. 2 of the drivers in the field here tonight, typically behind the mics. And you can catch one of them behind the mic tomorrow night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Both drivers behind that 71 machine, as well as that 96. Broadcasters, producers, commentators right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So we don't just know how to talk about racing, we know how to get the job done on track. Want to give a huge shout out to Roger Booth, also one of the broadcasters, producers, commentators, announcers, and probably the face of Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been about a year ago, maybe 2 years now. Correct me if I'm wrong if you watch this back, Roger, but snatching the official season championship right here on iRacing.com in the open wheel big block 358 modifieds. Really love those. Roger helped mentor me a little bit. I went all the way to second place in the season, and this is the encouragement I got from the boss man was, get good, kid. And I'm like, bro, I was 2 points off. Come on, man. But the response was, still not a championship. Is what it is. So a little free promotions there. I mean, I could have done you real dirty and be like, talk about them the whole time right here on screen, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to give them a little bit of TV time here and there. Running well, don't want to jinx this thing, so let's jump away. Let's jump to right here. Tanner Talarico starting to close in on Wildest in that 951 machine. And again, just a great run so far here for this 951. Just a quiet night. No real big mix-ups, no dust-ups, no problems on pit lane. Hasn't been doing a lot of accordion that we're seeing some of these other drivers deal with and run with. The 51 machine, the Menards machine. Let's take a look right here. Let's jump on board. Another beautiful camera shot here. We do appreciate all the crews for allowing us to fix some of these camera shots and give you some great vantage points from around the track while the racing is underway. Hurt has kind of been according back and forth inside of the top 5. Whoa! Big moment there. You can see the nose of the car starting to slide out from under him a little bit as the right rear starts to hook up and come around. He's going to feather out of that and follow along in the tire tracks of Brett Hahn, who's just out in front. I wonder if that dirty air has got something to do with it as well. A lot of playing with the throttle. You can't just hold these things wide open. A lot of horsepower, not a lot of downforce in these old school machines. But these guys doing an amazing job so far here. Only one caution here tonight. Looks like we should see another round of green flag pit stops, unless we get a caution. I mean, drivers were running about a 44-lap run. Majority of the field came down pit road under our caution at lap number 74. You do the math, that's going to get him to about 118, the 120-ish, anywhere from 115 to 120, let's call it. That's going to leave him a little short. So what do you now do? on fuel strategy. What do you do? What's the call? Tanner Tallarico to pit lane early here. I would expect to see Tallarico in that lane take 4 tires here. Han super slow at it to the 51, almost all over his rear deck lid. Han looks like he may be heading to pit lane down to the bottom of the racetrack, a little bit slower than the guys he's racing with, or maybe just struggling with a little bit of grip here. He's going to drop not just 1, but 2 positions. As lap 102 underway, DeWeese McDonald also on pit lane. Tallarico down and away with a 4 tire and fuel stop. If you're stopping this early, you're going to take those 4 tires, but I got to ask myself, if we're doing this math correctly, right? 44, 74 plus 44, come on. Whoa, we got trouble. It's all out the window. You seen it right there on screen in front of you. That's going to put the fuel mileage to bed. There is no more worrying about that. We got trouble on lap 102 between some front runners. Let's go back. Let's check the replay here. Just out of the corner, looked like the 51 may have been slowing up a little bit to get to pit lane. We're gonna see if we can't catch one more look at it here. A little slow down on the bottom of the racetrack. There it is. Little bit of contact, but it is enough to spin the 51, and he's gonna absolutely wow. We talked about pancaking the wall. That was a little bit of a flapjack. My goodness. Hard, heavy impact. That's going to put us back under caution there. You can see your front runners heading to pit lane. That's going to do it for the fuel strategy. That's going to do it for the tires. You're going to get 4 freshies. Fill it up with fuel, but what has that done with Tallarico? He has left 1 lap down. He's needing a wave around just to get back on the lead lap. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this late race caution does a handful of things. Excuse us. Right, it puts us on a much shorter run to the end, so you can abuse the tires a little bit more, right? You only need these tires for about 30 laps. That's 14 laps less than a full fuel run. So you should be able to abuse these tires a little bit more. Keep in mind, then we got some other drivers that headed down pit road. Devin McDonald, Braxton DeWeese, also going to have to take a wave around. They're going to start tail end of the field. They're going to have about a 3 to 4 lap disadvantage on the tires. And wait here. Looks like DeWeese headed to pit. No, that is not DeWeese on pit road. That is going to be Zachary Postma heading down to pit road. Similar paint schemes on the 08 in the 8 machine, so we apologize to the DeWeese fans out there for calling that one a little prematurely. But, oh man, what do you... You hear it each and every race weekend. Cautions breed cautions. You hear intensity levels gonna ramp up. You hear those, all the different monikers and chief race sayings. And we ain't got one for you tonight. Typically we got something slick up our sleeve. But right now, I mean, nothing really to say about this, because this 93 has been spot on. He's been lights out on these restarts. Hasn't really been a battle for your race leader heading out of turn number 2. It's been pretty much a signed, sealed deal. So the thing we're going to question, the thing we're going to look at the most here as the field, excuse us, as the field is getting set to get the one to go this time around. What we're curious to see, the question we want to see answered is, can Han stick with him? Remember, after DeWeese vacated that pole position and went to the pit road to start the race, Brett Hahn inherited that inside lane on the start of the race. He was unable to keep pace with Payne into one. Payne with the race lead well before turn one. He was able to do the same thing on the first caution restart. Able to do the same thing again. This time, can he do it? You see the teamconti.org sponsorship on the rear deck lid of this 93 machine of Andrew Payne and those around the iRacing world. Well, you know, if you know Conti, you know Conti, and if you don't, I'm not going to explain who he is and what he's been able to do. But there you can see the Team Conti GG slogan across the back. And here we go. Drivers out of forward to the restart line on the gas and green. Flag flies once again here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And again, that 93 of Andrew Payne. He gone on the restart. But these guys may have to throw out a toe pitch because he's killing them on this restart. Han, McLean, Patton, Fleury going at it. Al Smith right here. Inside of your top 10, Smith sitting in that 6th position for the time being. Wildness and back to McIntyre Jr. rounds out your top 10. DeWeese gonna take that position away. Let's go back with some battles. Lap 108 on the board, hard charging up through this field. PremierRacingSetup.com pole award winner looking for the front of this field. Here comes Wildness on to the inside. Wildness looking for a position on Smith. Not going to be able to get there. 48 racetrack. He's going to move up. Smith looking to come down across the racetrack. No room there. Smith stuck on the high side. Here comes at 9:51. The timing scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. A little bit of issue there for the 951. Al Smith going to take advantage. Head to the bottom of the racetrack. Big wiggle on the bottom. Smith's going to catch the left side tires down there on the apron. Big wiggle washes up the racetrack just a little bit. He's got DeWeese all over him as DeWeese takes the position away from the Wildness. He's getting busy. 25 to go, and we are going to run out of oxygen here in the booth. I can tell you that. There's a lot to talk about. A lot going on with the ride machine, the Droid ride machine, looking to the inside of Wildness now. Whoa, big moment there. Side trapped in almost the hook, line, and sinker. Al Smith out of shape with the knees to the inside. He's going to slide job his way to the high side of the racetrack. Smith looking to cross over, back down to the inside once again. Both drivers still trying to close in on that 48. The machine liking what he sees in the background. Al Smith pulling no punches here. Running hard, running well at the front of his field. Smith looking to recover after a little bit of a dismal finish at Rockingham. Big moment here. Drive through the center of 1 and 2. Contact with the outside ball for DeWeese. Looking to go 2-3 wide for a moment. Goes sorting out. Smith going to wash up the racetrack. Looking for an undercut. Not quite going to be there. He'll look to the inside. Down Tallarico in the mix. Tallarico inside of the top 10. DeWeese going to cross over Smith and look to the inside, heading into 1. battles inside of your top 5. Battles right here, hot and heavy, man. We got a lot of action here late in the race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's take a look here. Matt McLean looking to close in on that 71 of Brett Hall, who is keeping Andrew Payne in touch. Just behind them, Fleury, Pat, Rogers, Smith, DeWeese, McIntyre, Wildison, Tallarico, your top 11. You got 6-7 drivers all right here. Let's back up and see if we can't get a better view of this one. Things calming down just a little bit here between these drivers. Look like a lot of hard charging, hard fought battles right after the restart. We got 3-4 drivers battling for position once again. And let's just be honest here. Even if the 08 of Deweese doesn't, boy, that was a huge moment for the 48. It's going to cost the 96 a little bit of time as well. Deweese going to close back in on both of these guys. Even if Deweese can't get to victory lane here tonight, if he can finish with a solid top 5, that's a win. In my book, that's a win in my opinion. Right, started from pit lane, giving up the pole position, starts from, into the outside wall goes the 48. 48 into the outside wall, that's going to be an easy position picked up both by Smith and DeWeese. Here comes the 81 of McIntyre to the inside. He's going to grab a position. Robinson going to take a look to the inside. He'll grab a spot as well. Will Tallarico put the pro code to the bottom of the racetrack and take that position away. The 48 continues to slide to the back, and there's the pass for position of the Wounded Warrior. Up to the high side to 3 wide of 35. The meat in the middle. Hello. How about Swank, man? Sure. Swank got some swag out there. Throwing his weight around behind that joyride. Number 35 machine seen the opportunity, stuck his foot in the gas and never looked back. 2 positions, 1 corner, move Swank inside of the top 10. Back to that battle. This is one of your closest battles on the racetrack. Your top 3 slowly starting to separate themselves. 7/10 advantage over Hahn, who's got about a half a second advantage over McLean. Looking at a 1 second advantage over the 25 machine of Nick Fleury. The Pinkerton number 38 machine looking for position. Al Smith top 5. He's sitting in 6th for the moment, up 2 positions from where he qualified. So a great run here tonight for the New York native, Al Smith. Looking to turn things around early in the season. There's the racing setup for award winner, and again started from pit lane, worked and ran his way up through the field, decided to come to pit road for his final green flag stop, got caught out by a caution, had to take a wave around just to get back on the lead lap, and here he is sitting in 7th. If that's not a hell of a drive, and forget my language for anybody out there in TV land, if that is not a hell of a drive, I don't know how you categorize one. I mean, that is a hell of a drive. Period. Facts are facts. It ain't my fault. We're going to move back now, pass for position. The 48 is starting to close in. Well, that one from Tallarico, heavy damage. You can see him sliding sideways through these corners, man. That 48 may be into the outside wall before the night's over. Let's take a little look back inside of your looking for the positions inside of your top 5, as your top 3 have scooted away from the field and separated themselves amongst themselves. There you can see the 25 of Nick Fleury, David Patton, Al Smith. Top 6, DeWeese right behind him. This is your closest battle on track, so we're going to keep it right here. Making some short work, it'll look like here. Al Smith will slide up the racetrack. Going to do so. Will the opportunity for the crossover be there? No. Smith with a calculated move to pick up the position. Will that open up the door for DeWeese to take that 6th spot away? Struggling with the rear of the car out of turn number 4. DeWeese all over him. Got to look to the inside with that Mustang. Leaving with him on the entry to 1. Easy floater to the bottom and right up the racetrack. He'll pick up the DeWeese. The 6th. Patton now going to fall to Jimmy McIntyre. And if he's not careful, Wilderson also going to pick up a position. There's the 951 making his way back towards the front of the field once again. Trying to hang tough as that 38 machine, though he has not given up the fight. He's going to take that fight right back to the L-Speed shop. Operating one machine of Jimmy McIntyre running inside the top 10. Great run so far here tonight from McIntyre, who was fighting for his race at one point in time. 2 laps down here tonight, and now inside of the top 10. One hell of a night for McIntyre as well. Head back to some battles here. We're going to take a look at 4th, 5th, and 6th. Fleury, Smith, DeWeese. They've got Wilderson lurking in the background. You can call it 4 drivers if you want. Battling for the final 2 positions inside of your top 5, with less than 10 to go. 8 will be crossed the line this time around. This is all in the hands of Andrew Payne. He's just got to keep it clean at the front. 1.4 second advantage here tonight for the 93 machine as we begin to come to a close here tonight in the High Roller 201, brought to you by the American Sim Racing Club Gen 4 Series, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. An amazing night, an amazing run, and we've got some great racing action coming at you here in the next handful of weeks. You can write it on your calendar if you want, or you can do the easy thing and head on over there. Click that subscribe button, smash the bell. Get that fancy little notification anytime we go live. We've got another old school track coming at you next week. Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Peach Cup 201. Gritty track. Smith gives up 2 positions. DeWeese now looking for 4th. Fleury trying to hold him off. Wilderson now into 6th. Smith wants some more. Fleury keeping it wound up at the top side of the racetrack. Ooh, and into the outside wall. Nick Fleury going to catch a piece of the outside wall, and he'll drop 3 positions quickly on that one. We're going to keep our eyes on this battle, though, between DeWeese, Wilderson, and Smith. This is the hot and heavy action with a high 5 from the boss man of the flag stand. We've got 5 to go here from Vegas. Man, if they had if they had another 20 laps, I would not be shocked to see that 8 on a podium. An amazing job. How about the job by the man running in 3rd right now? He's been pretty quiet, right? We haven't really talked much about the House Speed Shop sponsored The Stand, number 31 machine. But he's quietly gained 11 positions. He is your biggest mover of the race. And with 3 to go. It looks like he very well may grab the first podium of the season for his team. The American Superstar Misfits. Stable of drivers. Having a good run here tonight. All 3 of them inside of your top 8. McLean, Smith, McIntyre. 3 out of your top 7. That is a phenomenal job for any race team. See the American Superstar Misfits running well here tonight, but let's not forget about what's happening at the front. Out of 4, across the stripe this time around, we're going to see the white flag fly, and final lap here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the high roller 201, Andrew Payne. He has been the man to beat. Restart after restart, he has been on point. Nobody has been able to do anything with him. And he's going to damn near lead flag to flag. Out of 4 for the final time across the stripe. That's going to do it. Checkered flag belongs to the 93 machine of Andrew Payne. Brett Hahn going to come home in second with Matt McLean finishing out the podium here tonight. What a run, what a drive for the man behind the wheel of this 93 machine. Again, just a dominating, truly dominating performance for Andrew Payne. He's going to enjoy a little bit of a cool down in a post-race celebration. There you can see second place runner Brett Hahn coming by, showing him a little bit of congratulatory love. And that's going to do it. The fans in the stands going to get a smoke show here tonight. Out of that 93, walking away with the race win, checkered flag in hand. Andrew Payne going to walk away with the top spot. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In backtrack side, at the conclusion of tonight's High Roller 201, a lot of action on track. One man dominating at the front of the field. We'll get to victory lane in our post race here in just a handful of moments. Let's first see if we can't grab and have a few words with the man that walked away third here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up Matt McLean behind the wheel of that number 31 machine. Matt, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, man, how you doing? How you feeling after being able to bring home a podium position here tonight at a very fast, very slick Las Vegas?
Yeah, it's great to have a good run finally. The last couple weeks haven't been too great, but we're getting on the right track. Al Speed Shop Chevrolet was nice and fast, and we were able to pick our way up through the field and finish top 3.
Well, yeah, you guys, not only did you finish inside of the top 3, but your teammates finishing inside of the top 7. So 3 out of the top 7 spots go home to you and your crew. So you got to be happy about that. A little bit of a rough go last week. Do you think this is the momentum that you can build off of as we head to Atlanta and then a big wide open Cherokee Triangle Pocono Raceway?
Yeah, I think our mile-and-a-half program is going to be pretty solid. Our short track program, I think, will need a little bit of work. Just trying to make sure we're not too aggressive with stuff and whatnot. But we're in the right direction, that's for sure.
Well, man, we got a long season to go, a long way before we start those playoffs, so I don't want to jinx the trend too soon. We'll see if you can get this machine back on the podium or maybe a couple spots in front of that in victory lane. But until then, before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to Jimmy McIntyre Jr., Al Smith, and Al Speed Shop for jumping on board this season. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for broadcasting this. I'm very thankful for that. So, thank you.
Well, man, we appreciate the hard racing action out there on the track. Got to give you a shout out too, man, with that Jersey Devils driver's helmet, man. I'm a Jersey native. I'm not going to get into that. I know we just won't talk about it, but good to see the Jersey Devils out there represented still. Somebody still cares about them. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
betcha.
Well, man, it was
Good rep.
a hell of a race. We'll see if you can't keep the trend up next week at Atlanta, but until then, my friends, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Thank you. Hopefully we're talking to you next week.
All right, there you have it. Found a few words for the man that walks away third here tonight, and that's going to move us just up the track to this man right here. He walked away with the second position here tonight, walked away with the top spot last week from Rockingham, so unable to get the job done here tonight, but still a great points day. Let's grab a few words with the Jet himself. Brett, man, you didn't quite have the afterburners you needed to catch that top spot, but man, you had a hell of a hot rod here tonight.
Yeah, Dave, we did. I tell you what, it was a bunch of fun out here at Las Vegas. You know, a very fast track, especially with the weather conditions. I mean, there was pretty much no shortage of pace, let's say, out here tonight. I mean, everyone was hauling the mail, no matter where you were in running order. So that made it pretty fun. But overall, yeah, just didn't quite have the pace for Andrew. You know, started burning up the right rear at the end. And I tell you what, 1 or 2 more laps, and I think Matt would have got around me. He was moving there at the end.
Yeah, Matt had a lot of speed there coming to the end of tonight's race. Want to talk to you a little bit about the weather and the track that you mentioned. You said you burned off the right rear a little bit. Do you think that had anything to do with the track temperature? I mean, we seen track temperatures over 100 degrees here tonight. So was that a bit of a struggle on the handling, just how slick the track was getting due to the heat, or did things tend to rubber up after that long green flag run to open things up?
Yeah, a little bit of both those points, Dave. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with the track temp being so high, and then the rubber building on up with these being dynamic tracks. You know, the one line, you know, after getting ran a lot will start heating on up, and you see that here at Vegas, everyone running the bottom side. So I think we did get some heat down low, but it was by far the fastest line, so it wasn't really too much of an option to move. But yeah, Dave, it all really depended on how you drove this race car. If you started diving in there deep, you'd start burning off that right front pretty quickly, or you know, these things with 900 horsepower, if you start jumping on the throttle a little too early, I mean, even just a millisecond, let's say, with just a smidge too much throttle, you know, you start lighting them up, and all it takes is 1 or 2 corners of lighting up that right rear, and, you know, you got to spend 5 laps cooling it on down.
Well, man, we wish you were spraying champagne in Victory Lane once again, but unfortunately here tonight going to come up just a little bit short. Might need to change the blue chews to get that little bit of extra. No, I'm just kidding. Man, hell of a night, hell of a race for you and the crew. Before we let you go, shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, for sure, Dave. Of course, gotta give a shout out for you. Always doing a great job with the broadcast. Can't wait to rewatch it. And then Turn 3 Racing Network, you know, partnered with Premier. Always a great partnership there. And then on the car, of course, Pfizer we got on. So got to give them a shout out. RHU Racing that got the teammates Nick Fleury, Dave Payne, Tanner. And then the winner here tonight, my fellow admin, Andrew Payne. He put on a heck of a clinic. So got to give a shout out to him. Give a shout out to Braxton there, qualifying on the pole, but sadly just missing the grid there, so that's a little bit bummer for him, but allowed us to start on the pole, but couldn't quite hold it there because, like I said, Andrew had the pace here tonight. So overall, all the racers out here, once again, over 20 cars here, putting on a great show. I think only 2 yellows for small incidents, so heck of a job by everyone, because these things are probably the toughest car to race on the sim, and to do 134 laps like we did just goes to show how great these guys are. Hopefully we keep on bringing on some new guys and whatnot, because it's a bunch of fun. And of course, all the Brett the Jet fans out there. I know we got my dad, my brother, girlfriend Jesse, grandma Grammy, and then all the other Brett the Jet fans out there. And we're ready to go to next week to Atlanta for some real tire degradation there.
Yeah, we'll see where the real drivers are at a real track next week. No offense to Las Vegas, but Atlanta is where it's at, in my opinion. We'll see who rises to the top then. But until next week, my friend, stay safe and keep it fast.
All righty. Thank you, Dave. You as well. Stay safe out there.
All right, there you have it. Walking away with second here tonight. He's going to come up a little bit short. Looks like he may need to stop by his local supplement store, get some of that mango strawberry chub up coming out in the stores near you. We're going to move on, though. Let's get to the man that matters. He is awaiting us in Victory Lane. Andrew Payne gonna get the job done, so let's see if we can grab a few words quickly here with that 93 machine. Let's see if we can't talk to him. It's been a while. Let's see if we got him dialed up here. Andrew, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I do.
Man, a long time no talk. It looks like these first opening weeks I've been able to catch up with a handful of old driving buddies, if you will. Man, how good does it feel to be back in Victory Lane?
Oh man, it's always nice to get, you know, in Victory Lane here. You know, first one of the season. This one's a little more special because I don't know, these cars feel a lot more like the original, like at least what I came up in with iRacing with some of the older Gen 6 with the like the Chevy SS days on the sim. And man, these cars are so fun, and being able to, you know, run as hard as we did, as long as we did, it just makes winning a lot more fun at the end of the day.
Absolutely, a lot of fun, especially when you're at the front of the field. Never really a challenge for you on any of the restarts here tonight. What seemed to be your secret?
At least tonight, you know, starting in second gear was a huge help. I'm not too sure on the ability to start in first on some of these tracks with how the RPMs sit in these cars. So I just sort of sat in second the entire on all the restarts, and I mean it helps a little bit when I can go pretty much when I want, so I can catch these guys sleeping from time to time. And I think, like you were talking about, clean air is just huge. You know, not spinning tires, especially on the restarts, because anything, I know 5-10 laps on these tires, you could probably spin the tires pretty good with these cars, with how much horsepower and how fast they go around these tracks. But yeah, it was just a matter of just getting restarts down and being you know, smooth with the upshifts and not missing a gear, because if I missed a gear that would have hurt. But you know, I hope to not miss a gear with especially with running battle shifters. But we'll if I miss a gear one of these days, then shame on me. But it was you know, restarts were good all night, so glad we got to get a couple of them into practice for the later parts of the season. But I think we'll be pretty good.
Yeah, man, if the rest of the season goes anything like tonight for you, you're definitely going to be one of the ones to watch when we get to championship racing after, I believe it is Charlotte is the last race in the regular season. So we'll see how you go until then. Man, enjoy this one. Wins don't come easy. You never know when your next one's going to come, so you join the list of drivers in victory lane so far this season. We'll see how you go the rest of the year, but before we leave you here, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Well, first and foremost, huge shout out to you, Dave, and Turn 3 for broadcasting the series. Really appreciate it, and definitely going to enjoy going back and watching this one later this week. You know, huge shout out to Tanner, Brett, all the admins for putting on the league, putting on the series. You know, we've been doing this for a few years now, and this is the first time we've dipped our toes in the Gen 4 car, so it's been a blast so far. Looking forward to the rest of the season with these guys. You know, huge shout out to Team Conti Sim Performance. They've taught me a lot recently, and I'm sure that helped tonight too. Looking forward to learning more with them. You know, huge shout out to ASRC as a whole. Fellow competitors, everyone puts on some really good shows, and tonight was no exception. We had a phenomenal race tonight. You know, huge shout out to my parents and grandparents for supporting me in all my forms of racing. Huge shout out to all the fans that come out and support the you know, the leagues, the broadcasts, the drivers. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here running on Tuesday nights or any of these nights during the week. And really looking forward to Atlanta next week.
Man, we looking forward to seeing if you can get the job done again next week at Atlanta. It's going to be a driver's track, a lot of tire degradation and wear going to happen. We'll see how that goes. We're going to switch things up for the Tricky Triangle the week after. So we got some very different tracks coming up to test your skills. We'll see if you can't get back in victory lane. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yep, thank you.
All right, there you have it. There you go. Final words from victory lane. Andrew Payne going to walk away with this thing in the bag. Pretty much a pure dominating performance. From the 93, got out front, stayed out front, couldn't nobody do anything with him, man. Walked away on every single restart, and that's all she wrote. You better bring your bag if you're going to pull one over on Payne. We'll see how he goes about things next week at Atlanta, but that's pretty much going to wrap things up for us here tonight. Short trip for your race winner to get back home with the trophy. We'll see if the California native celebrates a little excessively throughout the week, but with the producers hitting those familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time for us to run down your unofficial race results for the High Roller 201 right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, taking the checkered flag for the ASR Gen 4 Series, the 93 of Andrew Payne. Brett Hunt going to come home in second with Matt McLean making his first appearance on the podium. Braxton Deweese working through the field two separate times here tonight. Your Premier Racing Set Pole Award winner will finish in fourth. Finishing out your top five, Brian Wildison. Turn 3's very own Al Smith going to slide home in sixth with Hayden Swank right behind him at seventh. Eighth place here tonight to the Al Speed Shop number 81 machine of Jimmy McIntyre. David Patton back in ninth with Nick Fleury finishing out your top 10. Tallarico in 11th here tonight. Rogers picks up 12th. Devin McDonald back in 13th. Ron Hart 14th with Postma coming home in 15th. Tyler Martin in 16th here tonight. 34 of Jeremy Watkins going to finish in 17th. 18th from the track here tonight. Timothy Presley in the rest of your field finishes out a little something like that. That's going to do it for us. That's going to be it. We're going to get ready to roll up the cords and cut off the lights. Get ready to get things happening down at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a night in the Gym of the South. Man, right around the corner. I can't wait. I get to sleep in my own bed when we hit Atlanta. Only an hour and a half away, so love when we get to play in my backyard. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Before you go, if you haven't already, remember to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many different sponsors. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. So again, thank you to each and every one of you. We'll catch you next week. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.